So we were talking about. I love your hat.
Hey.
I love the old school colors.
Thanks, man.
Thrift store finds are the best for like old school, cool clothes and old school sports shit.
Yeah.
Like all day.
Yeah, no. That used to be how I made money in college.
Oh, I think you told me this.
Yeah.
So what was it again?
Yeah, because I was a college athlete. I wasn't like on a full ride or anything. But
What college?
I went to UT Arlington.
That's sick.
And I
What's
did-
the mascot?
Mavericks. UT Arlington Mavericks.
Shit.
Yeah, we had one guy a couple years ago go to the draft, and now he plays in like Israel.
Oh shit!
But,
wait up. Are you talking about the army?
No, the
Shit.
basketball team.
Oh damn!
The Israel Army.
I thought he like entered the U.S. Army draft.
That would be the NBA draft. Sorry, let me clarify.
Yeah.
No, but that was cool, and but I wasn't allowed to like really work with like NCAA regulations and stuff. So to make money during college, I have a huge vintage like shirt collection. I love vintage sports clothes and like vintage tees, and so to make money in college, I would thrift. I would thrift for myself, and then I would sell stuff. As I thrifted, I would sell stuff that I no longer wore or like had to get rid of.
Damn.
And so like this vintage little Astros hat, like, it was $1, and it's like one of my favorite things that I own right now for sure.
I love it. I love it. I would love it if you like introduced yourself to like a girlfriend's parents as like a thrifter. Like what does Dan do? I'm a thrifter.
Yeah, no, it's not as the parents don't think it's as cool as I do. They're like, well, what do you do for real?
Just boost me into the trash can.
Yeah.
All right.
They're like, oh, he thrifts and he's a comedian. You really picked a winner over here, Nicole.
All right. So when people talk about paying college athletes, that was literally fucking you. So tell me what you think about that as somebody who was a college athlete and was affected by those rules.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody should be fairly compensated for their labor, and the fact is that you bring money into the university. Like,
how much money did you specifically bring into the university? How much were the Mavericks making with Daniel Velasquez?
Off a Paralympic track and field. We won't get into specifics, but yeah, I don't know if they're making.
How much was that ESPN Ocho money?
yeah, for sure. Give me a big contract.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think. I mean, football especially, like the amount of money they bring in, and like the fact that they put their body on the line, literally to get hit every day. Like they should be paid. And if literally, I mean, you're bringing money for somebody else, and people say, "Oh, but you're getting a college education." It's like a college education isn't worth what it used to be,
right?
In today's economy. And also it's like for these high level players, it's like they're not going to class, like they're not getting a college education. You're just using them, and maybe a few of them make it to the big leagues.
And I think it's funny that there's a very big stereotype that like star athletes can do whatever they want and they can kind of cheat their way through school.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they're saying like, well, they get a college education, it's like, well, you're also then putting a stereotype on them that they don't even get the education.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course, yeah.
If you just get the piece of paper, damn, that sucks. Damn, so you couldn't sell your own jerseys and shit. Just on the side.
Yeah, no, go back to them and be like, I actually need more gear.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
what? No, yeah, I have jerseys now and like singlets now that I don't think I would sell, but like I trade jerseys with like friends and stuff like that. So
how much do you sell like a jockstrap sniff for?
Ooh, that's gonna run you. Yeah, that's gonna run you. You're really getting to know me intimately at that point. So you gotta pay up for a little jock sniff for sure.
You take layaway? Away.
We can work something out later after the podcast. I don't really want to embarrass you on camera. I know your wife watches this.
Okay. Before we like start the segment that I want to ask you, I'm gonna run a joke past basically the two of you guys sitting here because it's so fucking specific to the blind tiger.
Oh yeah.
The only people Jeff grand slams more than comics is Denny's waitresses.
Really? I didn't know that guy had sex. I thought he was a roaming nomad.
No, he just loves breakfast.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, he does love... Oh, yeah, Denny's. I'm the idiot on this one. That joke is fucking hilarious. It is a grand slam, to be honest.
The jokes that you have to explain are the best ones. They're the best ones. So
no, I was an idiot and not... my... premature mind went immediately to sex. Like, oh yeah, he's banging waitresses. That's cool for Jeff.
Just because he's a young stallion like him, you just went straight there?
Dude, he was pulling pipe back in the day.
He was pulling pipe?
Yeah,
somebody else? That makes it sound like it's somebody else's. Dude, he was pulling that guy's pipe. He was pulling that guy's pipe.
I should have said he was throwing pipe.
Yeah, there you go.
You could tell. He was a young little city slicker, that Jeff.
Because if I was like, hey, Daniel, you been pulling any pipe lately?
I understand, yeah. I now just heard it, how you must have heard it, and I agree. That was a fucked up.
Dude, I've been pulling so much pipe lately.
I've been pulling pipe, dude.
Quality pipe.
Dude, economy's tough, man. You got to make your bucks. Pull a couple pipes here and there. There's no shame in that.
All right. So, dude, I'm so excited to have you on because you make me laugh so fucking much, man.
Oh, fucking thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
I asked you to think about a joke yours that works on stage. What do you have for me?
Yeah, I have this joke. It's probably my favorite joke, but I say, like, I don't believe money's real. Like, I think money's fake. Because, like, if money's real, how is it legal that you could buy a hooker? Or you could sell your kidney, but, like, I can't buy a hooker? Right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the first one seems way more dangerous.
Yes.
And then I went to Amsterdam a few years ago, and over there, like, they're pretty progressive. Like, they see intimate relationships as human rights.
They see intimate relationships as a monetary exchange, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And if you can't get a girlfriend, like, the government will pay you to see a hooker.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, they're taking care of incels. Holy shit.
I know, man. No mass shootings anywhere. Dude, that's what I'm saying. And yeah, it's like that's the kind of communism I could get into.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine blowjob stimulus checks, dude? Like, come on now.
Communist blowjobs.
And yeah, honestly, yeah. And it's like that is, I truly believe if you legalized prostitution, like, you would see a lot less mass shootings.
Oh, definitely. If you could give incels an outlet, yes.
Yeah, I think the left should make a compromise with the right. Say, all right, you can keep your AR-15s, you can keep everything, but you have to be okay if we free the pussy. You don't take away the guns, you free the pussy.
I think we should hold those women that sleep with incels and take one for the team for all of us to make society safer. We should hold them in esteem with firefighters.
They're getting paid CEO money.
Yes,
for sure. Those girls.
They need to be like the royalty of our society.
Yeah, they're just as brave as policemen for sure.
Did you get a hooker in Amsterdam?
Unfortunately, I did not. I did not.
Damn, even the people that can't get laid in Amsterdam can get a hooker and you can't?
I can't. I don't know what it was. And you know what? That seems like an experience. And if I'm true to my beliefs and I believe, like, sex work should be legal, like, maybe I should. But, yeah, I feel like the thing is I was always nervous that they knew I was American, so they were going to scam me. But it was wild. They had the red light, which is all like the red light district's all the hot girls. Then they had the blue light district, and the blue light district is all lady boys.
Oh, nice.
Some pretty convincing lady boys. Like, if you didn't know going into it that it was a trans district, there were some pretty convincing lady boys.
I think it's really disgusting that we have segregation like that. I can't wait for a day when those two communities can fully desegregate.
Honestly, this is what Martin Luther King was talking about. Everybody getting along. They can all have, I don't know. That's never going to happen here. I can tell you that. That'd be wild. But yeah, man, Amsterdam's a cool place. Legal weed, legal mushrooms. You could just buy mushrooms at a store. It's nuts.
Dude.
You could buy weed in a vending machine over there.
Jesus.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Damn, communism just giving handouts.
I know, nice. Yeah. I don't know. Communism's not looking so bad if you take away the millions of deaths. But I don't know. Amsterdam's fucking cool. So that's a joke that works. That's a long.
I mean, nobody's beating me off while I'm pulling up these bootstraps.
I know, right? Yeah.
I need some help.
Yeah. Please.
I need an extra hand.
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. And then you wanted a joke that doesn't work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe I'm still working this one out, but I'm seeing a girl who's mixed. So she just says her ancestry is Black, German, and Filipino.
Nice. That's a crazy mix of just across the world.
It's a wild mix. And the thing is, she like almost like stereotypes herself. Like she'll just be like, oh, my like cleanliness and my hard work comes from my German heritage.
Oh, Jesus.
But like my my organizational skills and stuff come from like my Filipino background, and I'm like, you're just being racist towards yourself.
It's like people that read astrology signs and they're like, that's me.
It's like anybody could be clean. It doesn't have to do with like your ancestors, and it's also like your ancestors would have all hated each other. And so that was a joke. There's something there that maybe I'm still working on, but like breaking it down to be like, she's a German, Filipino, and then black, and the punchline was like, your ancestors all hate each other. It never really worked on stage, so maybe something there, but yeah, I didn't really hit that joke, so I dropped it pretty quick.
My wife is like huge into astrology, and
wow. That's wild, because you all were both Mormon, right?
Yeah.
That's wild. So she just switched one fake thing for like another fake thing?
No, like, so I mean, she was into astrology like even as a Mormon.
As a Mormon, yeah. Wow. She's really out on a limb. You got one of the wild Mormon girls, dude.
Yeah.
They're branching out of the religion.
How did you know? No.
How did you know? Yeah.
Damn. I'm so fucking
she's
lost.
She's big into astrology.
Yeah, so she's big into astrology. And what was your joke again? Sorry, I got to jog my brain back on track.
Something about my mixed girl. She was German, black, and Filipino.
So I've been doing like a bunch of genealogy and stuff lately and like learning about my family. And it's cool because I'll read about like a Potter that literally I have like nothing to do with that lived in like, 1600s.
Wow.
There was one that lived in like the 1200s and they were explaining him. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's me, with like the good characteristics.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's funny with astrology, people do that. Like they'll get a thing and they'll be like, oh, a Sagittarius is this, and this. They're hardworking and they're thoughtful and they're creative. And they're like, oh, that's me. And if your girl is like all of a sudden zoning in on really terrible aspects of these communities, like if she starts getting into the crazy parts of German society, she's like, no, I'm really good at organization.
Yeah. No, I've had girls be like, I'm toxic, I'm a Sagittarius. It's like, no, you're just a bad, but like you could change all these habits about yourself. Instead, you blame it on the moon. Like it doesn't make any sense. I've had girls be like, that's not my problem. That's just who I am. And it's like, I don't know, dude. It's fucking insane.
You know what really bugs me about all of that shit is that they track it from the day that you pop out of the womb. And I don't understand why that is. Because if it's from like the day that you kind of came into existence, wouldn't you kind of try and track the date of conception, kind of?
That actually makes sense. Yeah, if you're going to...
Like, what's the difference? You came out of this little film of skin, and now all of a sudden you tracked where the planets were right when you were born then. Yeah, but honestly, like the day before you were right in there. You know what I mean? Like you were still you.
Yeah, I mean, you break it down and it's complete nonsense. But if you ask any girls out there, I'm also into astrology, so come at me.
Damn, his Tinder profile. Are you plugging your Tinder profile right now? We're supposed to do that at the end.
Well, all the ladies out there know my Tinder profile. I'm very active on the...
Do you have Tinder?
I do have Tinder.
Well, you just made that sound like it was an alternative app.
I do have Tinder.
Tinger. You said Tinger.
Yeah, I do have Tinder.
That's for only gingers?
Yeah.
Teenage gingers? Jesus.
I'm at teenage gingers. Okay.
Gingers.
Real Mormon over here.
Jesus. Dude, when I went on my I almost said when I went on my marriage, Jesus. When I went on my honeymoon, we went to Mexico on a cruise. And because we were leaving the country, I was 20.
Yeah.
And I had to have a guardian sign for me on my honeymoon.
Wow.
Luckily, my wife was 21.
Wow.
She signed for me on my honeymoon to be able to leave the country.
Damn, you were literally pussy whooped from the start. You didn't have a shot. It was over.
It sucked, too, because, we were standing outside the boat. She was like, oh, so I'm your guardian.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, that's not great.
Damn.
Unless you're into that kind of shit. Then it's awesome. Right before a 4-day cruise.
Yeah.
Shit. So, dude, I also asked you to think about a joke that you're writing now. So what do you have for me there, man?
Yeah. So I'm writing a joke about my dad. So my mom, his wife, passed away about a year and a half ago.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm so glad you're telling me about this because I have so many questions about this joke.
For sure.
I've seen you tell this joke in front of your dad, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, keep going, because this is nuts.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to expand the joke. But the joke is that I say that I moved in with him after his wife passed away, and that, I miss her and everything, but now I have a foosball table in the house. And, now we can have HBO Max.
Bumper pool? Nobody has bumper pool anymore.
Because of the insurance money. Yeah, exactly. And it's like we're both in heaven.
It's kind of like we all went to heaven.
Yeah, exactly. But then, she's actually just in hell, actually. So,
shit.
And yeah, you're right. I did tell that in front of my dad.
That blew my mind.
No, it was like I had a big show earlier that week. A lot of people my mom knew were at that show, so I bailed on that joke for that show.
Yeah,
but then a few days later on a Friday, I was down here at the Tiger, and I was like, I'm in the club. It's a packed room. I'm like, I'm not gonna bail. And Nick Rosales said he was watching my dad. He said my dad was, smiling the whole time, chuckling. He said when I told that joke, my dad's face went deadpan and didn't show any emotion for the rest of the show.
What if you walked your dad?
I thought I did. The weirdest thing. I was freaking about that all night. I see him next morning. He spent the night at his girlfriend's house. And so I see him the next morning. We get breakfast. And immediately I was like, hey, I should have considered that you were in the audience. I'm sorry I told that joke. And he was like, no. My dad's a writer. So he was like, no, I understand. It's not my place to tell you what you want to try out at a club. It's your creative process and stuff. He was like, I wasn't even mad. He was like, that was just kind of my face. He was like, I was probably just tired. Which, it was a midnight show. I'm sure he was tired. No, it was not. It was a 10 o'clock show. But
damn, so he wasn't tired. I'm sorry that you're just
no. He just wasn't into. He wasn't into my jokes. He was just like, all right, why do you think I do comedy, Dad?
Dude, your dad's seen bad fucking ass when I met him, man.
He's the fucking man. He's so fucking cool. Like getting to know him as a single man was cool because I realized like, oh, he's just a guy. Like you take away his wife, it's like he's fucking cool, and I don't know. He's just the fucking best. And it really is. Like, we went back to, like, roommate status where it's like, we have fucking groceries in the fridge, but, like, we can't make a meal. Like, this is what two guys are like when they live together. We have, like, a fucking case of beer. We might not have fucking things to eat, but we'll always have fucking beer in the fridge and shit.
You see your dad differently when you read his Tinder profile.
Yeah, dude. I had to set up his fucking Tinder. It's nuts.
His Tinder.
Yeah. So that was the joke, and I'm working on something else where I literally talk about like, so he's 65. He was 64 when my mom died, and he was pretty much like my mom ran the house. She's a very smart woman, and all she asked of my dad was like, go to work and fix things around the house, and that's all you have to do. And he was chill. Like he was like, I can just get drunk on Sundays in football and shit. And so I literally
love that deal. Hey, stereotypical guy shit. He's like stereotypical guy shit.
Please, like you handle everything, please. So now my mom passed away, and he's now thrust into this world. Like we got him his first iPhone. And
nice.
Like, we had to teach him how the fucking internet, not the internet works, but like
here's where tits are.
Literally. He didn't have an iPhone before, but now he just like has Pornhub. It's fucking crazy. And it was just wild. And so the joke is, and he always asked me for clarification on like technological issues or if he has any trouble, he asked me. And the joke is one day he called me over and he goes, I want you to take a look at something. I said, okay. And he goes, what does this mean? And it was the peach emoji.
Oh, shit.
It was the peach emoji. He was texting a girl and somebody had sent him the peach emoji. First of all, he was texting a girl while he has a girlfriend because he's a motherfucking dog. Because he's a dog. And he was like, this lady sent this to me. What does it mean? And I had to tell him, like, that means ass. Like, in texting world, that means ass. And guess what? If you're going to be real cool with it, like, text her back the eggplant emoji. And so I'm working on a joke right now where it's like, what's fucking worse than your mom dying? Like having to give the 21st century birds and bees talk to your dad? Like, you fucking kidding me?
Dude, you're a 21st century sexed translator for your dad.
I literally had to text my dad. Like, I had to show him sexting. That's fucking nuts.
And translate it for him. You're like, he's like, what does this mean? And it's like, she would like you to deep dick her tonight.
Yeah. You're getting pussy tonight. Yeah. That's what that means.
And then he's like, okay, how do I say I would like to be with you? And then you're like, here, let me.
I want to tear that pussy up. Text that to her.
It's an eggplant heavy language.
Dude, it was so wild because he'll just give me his phone to be like, oh, check this for me, or like, can you track this or something? And it's like, yeah, he'll just give me his phone with like the internet loaded up. And he's not using private browser, dude. Like, anything he searched is just like in the palm of my hand. And it's just like wild shit. Like, I've just learned stuff about my dad that like I only comes because of death. Because like I was never supposed to learn certain things about him. And it literally has like desensitized me to a level where it's like I don't even give a fuck anymore. Like, whatever the fuck happens, you're fucking mad at Joe Biden, who gives a fuck? Like, none of this matters, dude. My dad's looking up like penis injections and shit. It's like, I'm gonna just I could die right now.
Damn,
and that'd be
I'm never
more
gonna show you my search history.
More pleasurable than this. But yeah, no, he's a good guy, and I'm really glad he's dating, because he's an old man, and you know, I want him to be with somebody, you know, he's on his last hurrah, so.
And you're on the prowl for a new stepmom.
Oh, fucking yeah. We'll pull real stepbrother situation.
Jesus.
Where it's like, she's going to want the young bull.
Jesus.
Danny boy's down the hall. I don't know.
Dude, your dad came out and he tried to pay me, and like, dude, if you're one of the comics' parents, come out to the show. I'm not going to fucking take your money to come see your children. Come support your children. I'm not going to charge you. And I was like, he was like trying to pay me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to take your money. Like, you're here to see your son. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's cool as fuck, man.
He's the man. What was fucked up is he sparked a conversation with like, I don't know if they were friends or if they were a couple, but these two people at the bar, and he ordered a beer. They gave him the wrong one, so they're like, you can keep this one. And then the guy bought him a beer. Yeah, the guy bought him a beer after he'd already ordered one. So he has 2 beers, and he comes up to me. I go up to him, and I'm talking to him. And he goes, oh, yeah, they messed up the order on this first one, but I got this second beer. And I'm hoping he's going to be like, oh, do you want one of these? And I'm thinking, like, this is going to be a cool moment. I get a beer. And then he just like, so now I get 2 beers. And literally just double fisting. And they were the massive Stein glasses. So
he's like, I can't even drink. I'm not even thirsty.
He literally has 2 big boys like, all right, I'm ready for a show. And it's like, God damn it. Like, you couldn't give me a goddamn beer. But you know what? It's like, see, I would have offered him. I say that, but it's like, oh, so I'm drinking here. Like so maybe, I don't know, maybe that's where I get it from. But
he's like, who should we give it to?
Yeah, he literally is like, anybody else want a beer but this guy.
Damn. Well, dude, thank you for being on today, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love your comedy.
Thank you.
I listened to your podcast with Pat that you did with him relatively recently.
Yeah.
And just everything that you were talking about, the way that you kind of approach comedy, I loved, man, about just trying to write jokes and be funny, and it shows, man. It really does.
Man, yeah, thank you. And I really respect you as well. Your one-liners, like, my uncle visited from Kansas a couple months ago, and he sat in for your show, and you were his favorite comic.
Oh, thanks.
Your one-liners are insane, and like they're so quick, and they're so fucking creative. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben. So are we just gonna have sex now, or what's happening?
I guess, yeah. Let's turn off the cameras first.
Can you turn off the lights? No, just the lights would be just one light. No.
Yeah, but thank you for having me on, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Before we completely shut it off, would you mind plugging whatever you need to, man? Where can we find you? Where can anything?
Yeah, for sure. Just on Instagram at vintage.daniel. On Twitter at Abolish Ableism, one word. And then, Space Invaders every second Sunday of the month at the Blind Tiger Comedy Club in San Antonio with my co-host, Joey Smith. So
hell yeah,
check that out. Second Friday. Did I say Sunday?
Yeah, you did say Sunday.
Second Friday of the month, Space Invaders with my boy Joey.
I'm glad we have somebody here that actually will correct you, because I was like, damn. I even sat there and I was like, Sundays, dude, that's
damn.
nuts,
I would have been pissed at you.
I was like, damn, that's a whole different Sabbath. That's crazy.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks.